Now I want to give you, Christiane, the floor to present one of our founders, a very important member of CEFEC, which faced many crises, I can say, on the last years. Our Dr. Athina Fragkouli, please.
Yeah. And just to say just one sentence, when we founded the whole thing with others, of course, in 1987, we would have never thought that we would go right through all these years. I mean, there were ups and downs. And then I think we will be prepared for the crisis very well, because I think we've overcome other crises before. Okay, now I want to introduce a founding member of CEFEC. Athina, where are you? We'll come in a minute. And I'm very happy, you know, that we worked side by side for more than 30 years. This is you and Bob Grove and others, and we are still there, and we have all this intergenerational cooperation, you know, between the ones who founded it and then now the next generation, I'm very happy that we have all these generations. Well, I mean, several times you organized the CEFEC conference yourselves in Athens and elsewhere, and you've been a very faithful member also of the European Disability Fund. And now I shall give you the word.
Good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and thank Christiane and for having all this opportunity, Vasile and Alina and Klaus and Claudia and everyone. And I'm really telling you that I miss you, and I would have liked to be in Dortmund, but never mind. Everything is a challenge for us, and we will go the next step. Alina, can you help me with presenting my PowerPoint?
Yes, we'll come immediately to PowerPoint. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I started by showing you the motto of EDF, which is nothing about us without us. And there is no more a radical epitome of inclusion with this motto that EDF has believes in it. This motto guided EDF all the years of existence and characterizes its determination on fighting on the human rights that persons with disability have to freely speak and represent themselves within all the EU institutions and in all fields of disability. It is a continuous fight against prejudice, discrimination, and stigma. The challenge we always win is that EDF works proactively. It promotes equal opportunities and protects human rights to shift from the medical model of disability to the recognition of the human rights of people with disabilities. Its official status was gained in 1996 with 15 national platforms of people with disabilities and their families and 70 NGOs. Today, EDF is defending the interest of 80 million Europeans with disabilities. From the beginning, EDF gained the close cooperation of the European Parliament, in particular, the Disability Intergroup. In the new decade, EDF is invited through the international cooperation to cherish its influence globally. For example, it cooperates with the International Disability Alliance, with the African Disability Forum, with the Arab Organization of Persons with Disabilities, the Asian Disability Forum, the Pacific Disability Forum, and the Latin American Network of Non-Governmental Organizations of Persons with Disabilities and their families. Strategically, EDF every year works and plans with the Parliament, the European Parliament, produces letters to the leaders of the political groups, meetings with the parliament members, key rapporteurs, participants at hearings, and lobbying, and all these presentations that they are doing and we are doing in the parliament. Mainly, one thing that I admire at EDF is the efficiency of the outcomes. For example, in every board meeting, we finish, let's say, Sunday noontime approximately, and the resolutions and our decisions and papers on a consultative ground reach the parliament within around 2 days. The other level is the European Commission, which usually is by lobbying and playing the role of the interlocutor with the commissioners. For example, we work on the sustainable development in the work of the European Green Deal, assistive technologies, accessibility to EU funds, mainstream the social Europe by including the youth guarantee, the fair minimum wages, the unemployment insurance scheme, social protection, and many other issues. The other field is democracy, gender equality, aging, inclusion of people with disabilities in the local, national, and regional community. And other actions as well, as for example, migration, protection of health, security of Europe, Oviedo Protocol, community-based services, independent living of the disabled people. Always seen from the disability point of view. The other opponent is C, which is the Council of Europe, which is an international organization which is separate from the EU, within the aim to uphold human rights, democracy, and rule of law in Europe, and not only. And this is an issue that makes cooperation very difficult with the Council of Europe. For example, the draft additional protocol to the Oviedo Convention finds EDF opposite since 2014, because the protocol supports coercive treatment and placement of persons with disabilities, in other words, individuals with psychosocial problems. But EDF finds allies in the Parliament Assembly, which at the same time that the Council of Europe supports that, the Parliament anonymously adopted a resolution on ending coercion in mental health care. Despite the above fact, the DH Bio Committee, which is part of the Council of Europe, will conduct a study on good practice in mental health care to end coercion. EDF really gives a fight in order to support and protect all this reality. Now, EDF is very good in implementing and monitoring. How does it do it? It has the executive committee. It has the boarding committee. It has the General Assembly. And it has created committees, Women's Committee, Youth Committee, CRPD Committee, Social Policy Committee, and many others, and a very qualified and capable secretariat, 10 in numbers, with a very skillful director. They work in an organizational culture that supports capacity building seminars, quality of operations of structures and processes, producing toolkits, position papers, supporting the articles of the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, representing EDF in key meetings. The Secretariat represents EDF in many meetings that European Union is having, with members of the Parliament, with the European organizations and stakeholders. That's why at Social Firms Europe CEFEC in 2017-2018, as a leader of the working group number 6, collaboration with EDF, I proposed the following methodology. Each Social Firms Europe CEFEC Executive Committee member to get in contact with their national disability organization and the country NGO member of EDF in order to establish a communication channel and be part of the local national disability and co-act accordingly at this level, especially on employment issues with the model of social firms, social cooperatives, social enterprises. Being the person of reference representing Social Firms Europe CEFEC at the EDF board committee, this methodology will facilitate the interchange of information between the two organizations, EDF and CEFEC, the establishment of our cooperation and the share of our know-how on issues of social economy for EDF members, which each EDF is in much need as the percentage of unemployment in disability population is, and I have the figures here, an average only 48.1% of persons with disabilities in the European Union are employed, compared to the 73.9% among the general population. Women with disabilities and persons with heavy support needs are shown to have an even lower employment rates. These are the figures from Eurostat. And this is the real message that I really wanted to tell you today, that working together for inclusion, for Social Firms Europe, CEFEC, and EDF, and its partners all around in Europe. Thank you very much.